Hey guys, Tori here from Overlook Horizon. We're having a little bit of an audio issue here at the moment. I mean, I'm sure you can hear me, but typically I would have some music going in the background, but it's really bugging me here at the moment that we're getting no background music. So you get this very, very dry sound here today while I troubleshoot this and figure out what broke between the last time I did this and today. So how's everybody doing today? Hopefully we can we're going to try to talk and do all this at the same time. And maybe this is like throwing me all off, the fact that there's just no music whatsoever. And yep. Oh. Well, now wait a minute. Okay. Well, now I'm confused because I think somehow I got a whole bunch of sliders here. Somehow two of my sliders are backwards. The audio for what's supposed to be the SpaceX stream wasn't working. But it's because I was checking the wrong slider and my music is on that slider. I don't know what happened here. Anyways, welcome to the circus here. We're trying to get things put together. I guess I'll just do this backwards somehow. I don't know. I feel like there's a better way to handle this. But this is what you get as a one-man production. I'm here. We're hanging out. I see everybody in the chat. We've got some time. We've got 50 minutes to go before we got launched. So I got 50 minutes to put this act together. Otherwise, deorbitate. Things are going to be a disaster. I don't know. I don't know what's happening here. It's like I've never done this before, but I swear I'm a professional. Anyways, I'm excited. We're excited for flight number 10 here today. It's been almost exactly 3 months since flight number 9. And SpaceX's been on a little bit of a slump lately. And so they haven't... They really need some success today. Really going to need some success. Let's see here. Hold on. I'm talking and fixing my thing here at the same time. I think if I do this, aha. Okay. All right. We're back to normal here now. I've switched my sliders around. Hate when that happens. You guys don't even notice anything, but I think I have it fixed. We'll find out when SpaceX goes live whether or not that slider is now working. I don't know. Whatever. Who cares? All right. Anyways, let's get to it. Let's talk about what's happening today. Let's check in with people here first. Let's say hi to everybody that came to watch the circus. We're gonna push through, and we're here, and we're gonna do our thing, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a great show. It's gonna be a great launch. I have a feeling full success today. I'm calling it right now. Full success. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but you got to be optimistic, right? So that's what we're going for. Optimism all the way around. Full success. I'm feeling it. I think it's going to be good today. Let's see. Let's test another thing here and see if this works. But if I click on this little button, hey, there we go. Maxim, first comment of the day. Prop loading is underway, which is true. Prop loading is underway. So SpaceX did announce that they were go for propellant loading. So they are fueling the rocket. You can see here in the timeline that's on your left side, I believe. It's we got the whole timeline here running. We got T-minus 49 minutes until launch. Of course, full disclaimer, that could change, as it has already today. But we're 49 minutes away, so at about 6:45 Central Time, 7:45 Eastern Time, we will hopefully see a launch. We'll see. We'll find out. And then hopefully it's a success. Let's see. Let's check in with everybody else here. We got Darren checking in with everybody. Hello to Tori and the fellow Space Lobster Nation. What's up, Darren? Thanks for joining us here today. Whole bunch of people here earlier that I was checking in with, but T. Brookie loves the intro, the epic intro. I appreciate it. I've been considering updating that, but I love the intro so much that I don't want to update it. I feel it's been around for a while, but I love it. I might just update maybe some of the scenes in it. Maybe get up to speed with some of the clips are old. Maybe we could get some of the newer clips up there. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I kind of like the intro as is, but We'll see. Let's see, a couple others checking in. We saw some of our great moderators here. Framrick was excited at the prospect that maybe I might be singing when our music wasn't working. Not today. Not that I wouldn't rule it out, but not today. Marco had faith. Thanks, Marco. Appreciate it. Let's see. Emily's here from New York. Hello, Emily. Thanks for joining us here. John gives us a wave. T. Brookie wants to know, did you grow a beard between launches, or am I just not very observant? I do go with the beard look in the summertime. So I don't know if I can't remember. Usually the last launch was what, like May 25th. And so usually that's right around when I start the beard look. So I don't know where I was in the beard stage at that point. We were probably pretty close to starting it. Maybe, I don't know. Not sure. But yeah, we're full in. This is full beard season for me. And actually it's gonna end in like a month. So we got one month left to see the beard. I actually prefer the beard look, but that's what we got. Let's see, who else can we check in with, and then we'll describe what the mission is here today. Rock's checking in. Nice to see you this evening. Good to see you here, Rock. Thanks for joining in. Let's see, Mike's checking in. Says, hi, Tony. Close enough. Says, nice to see you again. Thanks for keeping us updated and latest news. Keeping our fingers crossed that it's going to work out today. Oh, that's all right. He corrected it. Almost. It's a Y, not an I. But close enough again. I'll answer to them all. All right. So, let's see. I was going to highlight somebody that asked the question that is a good segue, which is, where are you? I skipped you specifically so I could come back. Now I can't find it. This is the problem with being a one-man operation here. Where is that great segue? Oh, well. Somebody said that they were out of the loop and they wanted to know what was going on today, which would have been a great segue, but now I can't find it. So whoever commented it, thank you for that. There's our segue. Anyways, we'll jump in today to what's happening. SpaceX should go live, so keep me honest here in case I miss it. But SpaceX should go live here in maybe like 15 minutes, and then we'll listen in from them. But yeah, this is now going to be flight number 10. It's been a rocky road recently, getting to this point because the last couple of missions have really struggled. Where'd my... There it is. Look, I got a whole bunch of windows here that I'm trying to keep up to date, keep organized. Struggling today. Riding the struggle bus. We'll get through it. All right. So anyways, yeah, last three missions have really been a struggle for SpaceX, right? We had so far in 2025, we've had Flight 7, Flight 8, Flight 9, Flight 7. Booster came back, but we had basically all these missions have been trying to do payload deployments with Starlink mass simulators. And they haven't been able to do that yet. So they tried it on Flight 7. We had lost Flight 7. They had lost control, breakup, no payload deployment. Flight 8, we had a loss of vehicle again. Those were kind of the two spectacular breakups that went over the Turks and Caicos. Made all kinds of headlines and things like that. And so those were, back in January and March of this year. And then Flight 9, the last one, which was about 3 months ago. So it's actually been, we had January, we had March, so we had a 2-month window. And then we did May, which is another 2-month window. Then we're 3 months later. And so Flight 9 was looking pretty good, but they tried a couple of experiments in Flight 9. The booster itself, Super Heavy booster, was coming down at a much steeper angle of attack. When they lit up the engines for that entry burn, explosion, lost that. They believe that there was a propellant leak in the booster because of that steep angle of attack, and so they lost the booster on the re-entry, right? So the booster still did its main mission, deployed or got Starship where it needed to be separated, hot staging, all that kind of stuff, and everything was good. But we didn't get, they were planning a soft touchdown in the water, didn't get to that, and they weren't able to get to that point. So that was the booster. The actual Starship itself made it into space, and then eventually we got to the point where they lost control. I believe there was also a leak in the nose cone, I believe is what it was, and lost attitude control, and eventually it came in, had an uncontrolled re-entry and broke up as well. They did not do the payload deployment. They did not do the engine relight test. And so, yeah, they've been trying to do that now for 3 missions and struggling. I know the feeling. So that brings us to Flight 10 here today. The booster is going to kind of do its thing again today. I believe we're going to do some landing burn experiments and start. They're going to disable one engine intentionally. Then we have a 2-engine hover over the Gulf, shutdown and soft landing. Hopefully that's in good shape for today. They're also doing this controlled flip again. So typically, I didn't grab any of my props, but let me grab a prop. Okay, time for props. We'll grab all our props here. Running out of room on the desk. Let's set it here. No, that's not gonna work. Set that there. Hopefully it doesn't fall. Anyway, so this is a Falcon 9 booster, but it'll serve the purposes here for demonstration purposes, and actually we'll switch you over to side camera view. So typically, when you're kind of at a little bit of an angle when you have that hot staging separation, and what they've been doing up until the last flight is they kind of just pick a random direction based on kind of little movements and harmonics. When whatever direction the booster kind of starts going to, that's the direction it continues all the way around to do that boost back burn. So the boost back burn really needs to be like this direction. So if it separates here and it happens to go this direction, they could have to go all the way around to here. Waste a lot of propellant. If it goes like this direction, they might have to go all the way around here like this. So now they're doing a kind of a controlled flip where they just go from here to here. Shortest path, least amount of propellant. So they're doing that with the booster again today. Hopefully that seemed to go well last time, so it should be all set for that. Then that brings us to payload deployments. Still trying to deploy those 8 Starlink simulators and get this kind of suborbital track to demonstrate that they can do a payload deployment. Because really, we've got to see this Starship start to do some operational missions. That way they can speed up the cadence a little bit, and then they'll really get into a lot of development if they can speed up the cadence of launches here. Also need to do a in-space relight demo, right? When you get into space, biggest thing you got to do is come back out of space, and you got to do that in a controlled manner. And in order to do that,
it's going to deorbit.
It's got to deorbit. So you need to do a deorbit burn.
Deorbit.
And that deorbit burn has to be controlled. They have to demonstrate that they can relight the Raptor engines in space before they can. All these missions have been suborbital at this point, right? Meaning they're kind of parabolic in nature. We're not actually in a stable orbit because we haven't demonstrated that relight. So we got to demonstrate the Raptor relight, and then hopefully we can start moving on to orbital flights. But first thing we got to do is demonstrate that it can deorbit. So that's another thing. Then, of course, on the ship, there's plenty of re-entry stress testing. So we've got some deliberate tile removals like we've had in the past. We've got the active cooled tile. We've got some functional catch fittings for catching the ship to kind of see how those deal with re-entry stress and heating as well. And then hopefully we get no burn through on the flaps during re-entry. You know, we've always seen this little bit of burn through, some hot spots and things like that. And so that's kind of, those are the main the main goals here is to try to get the flights all the way from launch to soft landing in the water, both booster and ship today. That's the main goal, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. I don't know why. I just feel like, they've been in a slump, three flights in a row. They just haven't gotten it. I feel like this has got to be the one. This has got to be the one, assuming that it actually launches, and then we don't have like weather delays or anything like that, because the weather wasn't looking fantastic here. So we'll see. All right, let's get to some comments and see what everybody else has to say. And check in. Time Waster wants to know, will there be a metal shower tonight? Hopefully not. We don't want to see that at all. Here you go. Paul wants to know, where is it going
Deorbit.
to deorbit or deorbit? And actually, we've got that up here on nope, not that one. We want this one. There you go. So here's our 3D flight path view, courtesy of flightclub.io. Declan does an awesome job of putting all these together. So obviously we're launching down here, way down in Boca Chica, Texas. You can see a little bit of the flight path here like this. So you can see the ship comes together. We had hot staging right about here in this region. Then the booster will do this flip and a boost back burn, come right back, and it's going to soft land in the water. So we get an entry and a landing burn here down at the bottom. It's more of a landing burn, not really an entry burn. Ship's going to continue on this direction. You can see this big, huge red section. That's all the note mars and warning areas here. So hopefully if we do get a metal shower, there are no people in the area that are going to get injured by it. Hopefully no pieces that land in Turks and Caicos. Anyways, so it continues on. Then it'll be in a coast phase all the way around the world here. And then we get our actual
Deorbit.
Our deorbit is going to happen off the western coast of Australia out here in the Indian Ocean. And the other nice thing, too, is that that actual landing will be in the daytime, assuming it happens. And usually, I can't imagine they don't have it, but they typically have a buoy out there with a 360 camera on it. So there are some cameras that'll capture the actual descent and soft landing, and then probably explosion after it tips over in the water or something like that. So usually what happens. That's intentional, though. I mean, as long as it soft lands, that's really the end game there. So we will see. All right, let's check in with everybody else. Oh yeah, Carl mentions a good point. So we were talking about how there were 2-month gaps between 7 and 8, then 8 and 9, and then 9 to 10 was a 3-month gap. And one of the ships was doing testing at the Massey's test stand, and that exploded due to a COPV failure. That's a composite overwrap pressure vessel. It was holding nitrogen gas in it. And interestingly, SpaceX had an issue with that a long time ago. I can't even remember. Was it like 20? I don't remember when that was. That was like 2016 or 2012. I don't even know. It was a long time ago. I was really testing my memory on that. But very, very early on in the SpaceX Falcon 9 days. Somebody look up what year that was. That was a long, long time ago. That SpaceX Falcon 9 upper stage also had a COPV failure and a catastrophic explosion. And unfortunately, that actually had a customer payload on top of it. And it was during a static fire test. Just like this happened here with ship reasons. So that also kind of extended the delay a little bit as well, unfortunately. Let's see. Graham, one of our awesome moderators, says, let's not break it again. Yeah, hopefully not. Let's see. Who else? Graham commenting about the name thing. Tony, Terry, whatever. Yeah, close enough. I get them all. It's no big deal. Let's see. We'll continue on here. Time Waster says lucky number 4. Number 4, it is kind of a lucky thing for SpaceX. That's why I'm feeling good about maybe this flight here. 4 is a lucky number for SpaceX, right? If you remember way back in the early days of SpaceX, the original Falcon failed the first 3 times. They were really pretty much out of funding. They had one more launch left. If they couldn't do it on that fourth launch, SpaceX would be no more. And they did it. The fourth launch made it to orbit, so it was all good to go. Let's see. Why is it called deorbit when the ship is not actually going to do an orbit? It's actually not. I'm talking about the deorbit burn in the sense of an orbital flight. This is not actually a deorbit burn because you're right. It's not going into orbit, so the burn is not for deorbit purpose. It's actually just an in-space engine relight demonstration that's happening today, but the purpose of the relight is so that when it does go orbital, it can deorbit.
It's gonna deorberate.
Let's see. Oh, I see. Oh, okay. A couple people are talking about a hold. Chris says hold. T-Brookie says possible short hold. Maxim says scrub. Chris says hold. Are we scrub? Who? All right. I need sources here. Sources, people. I can't just take your word on it. That's all right. I'll go back and I'll see you, or I'll check things out. Let's see. Are we scrubbed for today? Did we scrub already? Or are you Josh? See, here's the problem. Is anytime this happens, not that I'm calling any of you a liar, but there are people on the internet that love to say scrub and hold when it's really not a thing. Oh, well, in this case, you might be right, though, because it looks like NASA Spaceflight's calling a scrub, says a scrub's been called. Scott Manley mentioned prop loading is stopped. The timer on SpaceX site is paused. I didn't even check that. So, this might be a short broadcast. Let's see. We'll just put the timer in a hold status right now. I'm not sure why my events are out of order here, but okay, whatever. We'll put the clock on hold here for a second while we try to verify with some official sources. We pretty much have the official sources have already verified. I mean, I trust NASA spaceflight a lot, so yeah, I mean, it does sound like it's a scrub for today. Unfortunately, just I guess looking for some official word from SpaceX would be nice, but oh, there it is. 1 minute ago. SpaceX standing down from today's 10th flight of Starship to allow time to troubleshoot an issue with ground systems. So everybody's correct, but, not that I'm calling you a liar. I just, we want to be sure. I'm trying to make sure we're doing the right and the responsible thing here and only reporting official information. But, yep, it's official here now that it is a scrub. Officially scrubbed, SpaceX says, for ground system reasons. So, well, interesting. But there you go. Taryn says, put the lobster back in the tank. Oh, man. Well, I was really looking forward to this because we haven't done a live stream in a while, and that was so far a pretty short one. We've only been around for 28 minutes, so that's it. No Lobster Fest tonight.
Space Lobster ate the T-Teb. That's the answer.
That's the answer, Tim. Space Lobster ate the T-Teb. We got a ground system fault of some sort. But yeah, it's out. So okay, well, there you go. T-Brookie says, all dressed up, nowhere to go, but hope to see you tomorrow or the next launch. Yep, we'll be back. We'll try it again. Nathaniel wants to know any news on when they can try again. I mean, a lot of it, I guess, is probably going to depend on whatever this issue is with the ground system. It'd be nice if it's something minor. It'd be great if they try it again tomorrow. But yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see. We'll have to get some official word from SpaceX on when the next attempt will be. All right. Well, I guess I'll wrap things up since as T Brookie said, we're all dressed up. We got nowhere to go. But here you go. Vandenberg Rocket Launches says, thanks for going live. You've inspired me to go to live stream launches from Vandenberg. That's pretty awesome. I'm glad. I love that. I think there should be more people covering these things. This is fantastic. And Vandenberg, for some reason, doesn't get a lot of attention, and I don't know why, but Vandenberg is a cool place. I like that. Love Science wants to know, why was it scrubbed? I'm trying to click on your comment, but it's not letting me click on it. I don't know why. Click. There we go. Why scrubbed? It was scrubbed due to some sort of issue with ground systems, which means that it's not the ship itself, it's not the booster, it's not the Starship. Everything's good with that. It's an issue with, could be the launch tower, could be ground system piping, pressurization, fueling, tanks, any of that kind. Basically, anything on the ground side, it could be. They didn't really say exactly why, but something on the ground issue. And yeah, as Colin said, could SpaceX be any more vague on the issue? Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, there's a lot that they they don't share. So whether they share the details on specifically what it was, I would guess that they will eventually. But a lot of times they don't come out with tons of details up front. But typically these things are not super secretive. I guess, but there's always a chance that they could be secretive about it. But usually with something like this, they would tell us a little more details just later, not right away. So we'll keep an eye out for those. But I guess, well, that's it for today. It's a quick launch or quick stream, but glad to see everybody. Hopefully you're glad to see me too. Maybe that's why you're here. I don't know. Well, I'll have my act together next time. This is a good trial run for all my audio issues at the beginning of the stream. And now hopefully we'll have those all sorted out. No issues next time. No issues whatsoever. I'm not sure that's going to actually happen, but well, we'll give it a try. Anyways, all right. I'm done pushing buttons. I'll head out and we can talk about it in Discord if you want and hang out with some like-minded space folks. Other than that, we'll see you maybe tomorrow or whenever the next stream is or next launch attempt is. And we'll come right back here and do it again. All right. My name's Tori. This is Overlook Horizon. Thanks for hanging out for a bit. We'll see you next time.